Last night, three of the party leaders faced off in their first televised debate. This was the scene outside the venue. Dozens of Ford supporters were on hand to show their support, but today we learned some of them may have been actors paid to be there. The PC party confirmed one local candidate named Meredith Cartwright hired them. My next guest is an actor who was offered the job, but he turned it down. Joining me now is Devanshu Narang. Hi, Mr. Narang. Nice to see you. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you. Thank you for calling me.
Okay, when did you get the offer to do this, and what was your initial reaction?
Well, I got it around 12 noon, and when I saw we normally get mails from our agents, and this mail said that they wanted some people to act as real people in Doug Ford rally and debate, and we had to wear the PC, their T-shirt, and I was kind of, I was disappointed, and I was a little angry that, how can they do this in a country like Canada? And I immediately wrote back to the agent that sorry, I'm not going to do it for Doug Ford or for anybody. And I was, I refused the job, and then I kind of laid back on it. And then, by the evening, I was, a little angry, and I said that we cannot take it just lying down, and I have to do something about it. We cannot let Canadian politics go stoop to such a level. So I decided to call up the media. I called up Toronto Star, and I explained them what had happened, and they asked me for the mail, and I forwarded the mail to them, and I believe that's how that story picked up.
How unusual was it when you sort of alluded to it, but when you saw that and you read to play a real life supporter, how weird did you think it was?
Just imagine that we are actors, we are performers, and we act in gigs and projects, and that is not a real word, that is a performance. And when you have to act as real people in the real world and act as supporters, this is a third world practice being done in different countries, and just to get people to come out and act as supporters, and maybe act as and work as voters also. This is not a practice which should be allowed in any stable democracy. And I was offended. I was, more than anything, I was offended. And the other thing was they were offering $75. Now imagine 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. 6 hours we have to work. And as a background performer, whenever we go to work, we get paid for at least 8 hours at minimum wages, which would work out to $112. And here they were paying only $75 for 6 hours. And today when I was just sitting in your studio, I found out that the candidate, I believe Doug Ford is saying that he was not aware of it, and that the candidate did it herself. And I see that the candidate is a human rights lawyer. So if you have the lawyers, human rights lawyers, your politicians who are there to exploit the small guy, this speaks badly about our political system.
And I want to ask you about that because, just to be fair, Mr. Ford said he wasn't aware of it, that it was this candidate acting alone, and that the practice would stop from here on out. Do you accept that explanation?
Absolutely not. You see, this is not enough. If Doug Ford was not aware of it, if Doug Ford was not aware of it, the Cartwright was aware of it, and she did it on purpose. She wanted to show that she has supporters there for Ford, and she did it on purpose. If Doug Ford is really interested about maintaining a dignity in Canadian politics for Canadian citizens like us, then he should act and remove that candidate from the campaign. This is the basic minimum which should be done. Just words is not enough.
And I just have to ask you, just to be totally transparent, had you already decided your feeling on Mr. Ford? Is this are your actions politically motivated at all, or was this you as a citizen getting this email and reacting to it?
Let me tell you one thing. I am not a supporter. I do have liberal values, but I am not a supporter of any political party. I am absolutely not a member of Liberal or NDP or Conservative, and nor do I intend to be. But the basic fact is, and it's not about Conservative, Liberal, or anybody who's watching this, this is about Canadian citizens. No politician, today Conservatives have done it, tomorrow anybody else can do it. No politician should take Canadian citizens for granted, period. We are here, we know our rights, we will stand for it at any point of time, and we know how to defend our democracy. So it is not about Ford or anybody, it's about dignity in politics, respect for individuals, which should be maintained.
Okay, thanks so much for talking to us, Mr. Narang. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good day.